So I just got back from seeing a movie. The best way to describe this movie is amazing, spectacular, mysterious. Have you figured it out yet? I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, if you still haven't figured it out, it was Spider-Man Far From Home. This movie is so good. Okay, let me put this poster back. Yes, this is my superhero themed room. There's a Spider-Man poster back there, Spider-Man light switch covering. Right behind the Spider-Man poster is actually Justice League and Infinity War. Not that the Justice League is a particularly good movie, but But we're going to talk about a really good movie today, Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm going to try and make this as spoiler-free as possible, but then I'm going to get into spoilers somewhat near the end. None of this is scripted, so I'm going to try my best to stay free of spoilers. So first off, this movie is awesome at being a sequel to both Homecoming and Endgame. It was flawless. My brothers actually like it a lot more than Endgame, and so does my mom. But my little brother didn't even like Endgame at all because he's weird. So yeah, I don't really know where to go with that, but this movie is great. Has so many Easter eggs, so many fun references, and it is really, really, really cool. Like, I just love watching Spider-Man do Spider-Man-like things. Pretty much like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though it's not, a perfect Spider-Man movie, there are things I like about it. The main one being the end fight with, what's his name? Electro. In that little grid, that New York City grid area. All the acrobatic stuff is flawless. All the flips and turns are really cool. That's what Far From Home is like. It's just a whole lot of Spider-Man stuff in a Spider-Man movie that we don't really get a whole lot. The best one before Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the original Spider-Man 2, which I'm not the biggest fan of Sam Raimi's trilogy, but Spider-Man 2 I actually really like. There are still nitpicks from that movie. There's things I even don't like about Spider-Verse, but that's like maybe one thing if I had a nitpick. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to watch the movie and guess. But anyway, I'm going to move on to like maybe the spoiler territory. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Don't roast me for how I count. All right, mid spoiler territory. This movie and its constant Mysterio, is he good, is he bad, right until the point where you figure it out if he is good or bad. See, this is mid spoiler, so I'm still trying not to give it away. Is flawless. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance is perfect. Like, dang it, I don't have a picture of Mysterio up here on my poster. I have a giant Marvel Universe poster. Like that. Yeah. And there's Spider-Man back there. And let's see if you can see it. Yep. There it is. Justice League and Infinity War. This is a really big tablet, so I'm trying to figure out how to work it. Alright. Speaking of Mysterio, There's one sequence in the movie where the special effects are just so gorgeous. Like, you watch it and you can't look away. It is the most amazing sequence in a Spider-Man film, and probably the most amazing sequence in any superhero film that I've ever seen. And there are a lot of good sequences. Portals, Endgame. Um, so yeah, there's that. Like I said, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance is amazing. It's perfect. There's like nothing he can do wrong in this film. Um, the whole film as a whole is a very lighthearted high school tone, but can still reach a dark point, which I thought was really good. Um, Speaking of those dark points, the darkest point in the movie is that Mysterio um, sequence. So if you're going with little kids, maybe shut their eyes because there is some weird stuff. All right, and now on to big spoiler. So if you don't want spoilers, you've had 6 minutes to watch this. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, bye. All right, big spoilers now. Okay, J.K. Simmons back back as J. Jonah Jameson. Oh, okay. I was sitting in my seat, and they say this is, this comes from, the controversial news statement that, or the news company, the Daily Bugle. I'm like, oh yes, yes, yes. Sitting in my seat, hoping it would be J.K. Simmons, and I just had a fanboy moment right there where I'm like, yeah, like I'm actually in my chair. Yes, yeah, yeah. And my dad looks over and he's like, okay, I don't know that kid. So that's how weird and awesome the movie actually is, because it will give you several little, like hints here, hints there, what's going to happen. And this made me so happy because even though I don't like, the Sam Raimi trilogy as a whole, J. Jonah Jameson was still the best part. So there's that. And the last thing I really want to mention is I don't really. I have not watched Captain Marvel, and I never will. It's just not going to happen. But the scrolls in the very end of the movie was weird. But Ben Mendelsohn was still pretty funny in his quick little cameo as Talos. Thought that was pretty funny. And then the last thing that happens at the end of the movie is, if you've seen Spider-Verse, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they hint at a Spider-Verse, like the multiverse thing actually being true, because some people might think it's not true, considering Mysterio was all fake, every little bit of it. So some people are like, wait, is the multiverse theory true? Is it false? What is happening? I'm going to say that it is, because in the very end of the movie, you get this little, Pascal Pictures Entertainment or whatever. And that's the same thing that happens with Spider-Verse. It's the same company. And it also uses the same colors and the same font. So yes, I'm pretty darn sure that we are going to get something like a Venom Spider-Man team-up and a Miles Morales crossover. So please, Marvel gods, give this to us. And then that's pretty much it, because I don't want to spoil anything else too much, because you should just go see the movie. So yeah, that's all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.